Reaction to this latest incident has been swift, and it raises questions again about violence in sports. Dana Hutchings joins us now with more on that in tonight's Checkpoint.
Jim Kennel mentioned that this latest video has gone viral. Online, other media outlets around the world have picked it up as well, including USA Today, the Huffington Post, and NBC. Now, while not all sports are contact sports, hockey remains the top watched sport here, and it can get rough. This is from round one of the Stanley Cup playoffs. A series between Philadelphia and Pittsburgh saw fight after fight. It was by far the roughest series in the playoffs this year. And Vancouver Island sports aren't immune to violence either. This is perhaps the most notorious bench-clearing brawl from the island from February 2005. This ECHL game pitted the Victoria Salmon Kings against the Fresno Falcons. This brawl at Bear Mountain Arena shocked many sports fans who couldn't believe what they were seeing. And that leads to our checkpoint question tonight. Is there too much violence in sports?
Yeah, I do. I think that the athletes are encouraged to fight when really it's losing any emphasis on the game itself.
I definitely do. I usually only watch hockey games for the fights. I know that sounds really bad, but I think there's just too much because a lot of people are focused on just the fights and the brawls and who's going to hit who.
Absolutely, much more so than 10 years ago, that's for sure.
What do you think should be done?
Well, rule changes, obviously.
Yes, I do. Right across the board, not only in sports, but in everything. Just violence is increasing in this time period.
From Twitter, Maureen says no, not if the sport is played in the intent it was created to be played. This fight wasn't part of the sport, was it? Talking about this brawl, Penny says, I think it looks like the same frustrated, angry behavior that caused the riots in Vancouver. Maybe it isn't sports, but the mental state of our teens that we need to look at. And from email, Bob says there is way too much violence in sports. The only sport where fighting should be allowed is boxing. It is interesting how many people have watched the Timberman Adanax video. Yesterday, there were about 18,000 views. At last count today, 120,000. And that's tonight's Checkpoint.